You shouldn't expect anything, Adam. You're not even her real son, just the one who signs the checks. Hi, my name is Adam Colton, and that's what my wife's sister whispered to me the day my mother-in-law gifted luxury apartments to her 3 other daughters-in-law and left me with nothing. No explanation. No thanks. Just silence. What makes it worse? I paid $850,000 for her cancer treatment in the US, brought her here from overseas. Paid for private care, daily monitoring, even a lakefront recovery suite she never once said thank you for. My wife begged me to stay quiet. She's old-fashioned, she said. She'll come around. But that never happened. They held a celebration dinner after the transfer. I wasn't invited. My mother-in-law, smiling in silk, toasted the women who made her proud. When the medical bill arrived the following week, she called me directly. There must be a mistake, she said. Why did they say the program's canceled? I told her gently. Because I canceled it. Gasps. Audible. Then she said, Adam, you can't do that. I smiled. I just did. And then I said something that made every person in the room freeze mid-breath. You should have signed the apartments over to the man who kept you alive. Silence fell on the call. Not the kind of silence that's waiting to be filled, but the kind that meant she understood. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. She stammered. You'd really leave me in the middle of treatment? I leaned back in my chair, looking at the empty folder that used to contain her medical records. I didn't say that. But I left you options. You can go back to the public hospital in your home country. Or maybe one of your other sons-in-law will step up. We both knew they wouldn't. They were leeches in tailored suits, smiling during family dinners, but vanishing when things got hard. I was the only one who stood by her hospital bed for 16 months. And she gave the apartments to them. 3 luxury units in her name, transferred over without so much as a conversation. I saw the documents myself, notarized the same week she returned from her final chemo. My wife tried to make excuses. It was her decision. Her culture. No. It was betrayal. That night, the group family chat exploded. I didn't reply. The next morning, her oldest daughter called me, furious. You're punishing a dying woman? I replied calmly. No. I'm just not rewarding one. They started showing up. First, my wife's youngest sister, all crocodile tears and designer guilt. She's confused, Adam. She didn't mean to leave you out. It was a paperwork error. I showed her the time-stamped transfer documents. Her name was first on the list. No error. Then came the middle one, smug and aggressive. You're using her illness to get revenge. No, I said, meeting her gaze. I'm just done being the family's unpaid foundation. My wife didn't speak to me for 2 days. When she finally did, her voice trembled. You're making a spectacle of this. The whole family's talking. Good, I said. Let them talk. I wasn't cruel. I didn't throw her out of the house. I didn't expose what I knew about her sister's side dealings, the way they used mom's name to get property tax breaks, fake leases, and under-the-table cash. But I kept everything documented. Receipts, recordings, wire transfer logs. Because this wasn't just personal. It was legal. And I'd already hired a trust litigation attorney. My wife didn't know that part yet. Neither did her mother. But they would. Soon. Because the apartment titles weren't as clean as they thought. One of them still had my name on it. It was the 3rd apartment, the one in the new waterfront complex downtown. Tucked in the filing error section of the registrar's office was a document that hadn't been updated. Co-ownership. My name, listed right next to my mother-in-law's, signed during her 2nd month in treatment when she'd asked me to handle her finances just until she recovered. I never revoked it. She never remembered. And no one bothered to check. They assumed I'd walk away quietly like always. But that unit? It was mine just as much as hers. Legally, I had just as much right to it as any of them. And now I had leverage. I called my attorney. We're filing a freeze on all 3 transfers, I said, starting with the one I co-own. Then we opened the books on how these assets were handled during her medical care. He understood immediately. When this hits probate court, They're going to wish they had been grateful, he replied. That night, I got a call from my wife's cousin, a banker. Adam, they're panicking. You just blocked millions in assets. What are you doing? I smiled into the phone, teaching them about ROI, return on ingratitude. The lawsuit was filed within 48 hours. Adam Colton versus estate of Lena El-Haddad. 3 counts: fraudulent transfer of assets, breach of fiduciary duty, and financial exploitation during medical dependency. The news didn't just hit the family chat this time. It hit their neighborhood WhatsApp groups, their church board, even their real estate circles. I didn't leak it, but someone did. The silence broke fast. My wife's aunt texted me a paragraph that started with, "I always knew something was wrong," and ended with, "Stay strong." But my wife, she packed a bag. "I can't be in the middle of this," she whispered, teary-eyed. "It's not what Mom would have wanted." I nodded. No, it's what she created. She left that night. Didn't slam the door. Didn't yell. She just looked exhausted. And maybe finally awake. The next morning, the youngest daughter-in-law, the only one who ever said thank you, called me quietly. She scared Adam. Not of dying. Of losing the mask. She already did, I said. I just held up the mirror. The litigation freeze held. The 3rd apartment was seized for investigation. And then, finally, my phone rang. It was her number. My mother-in-law. Calling me. I let it ring twice before I picked up. Adam, her voice rasped. Weak, but not broken. We need to talk. I didn't speak. I didn't mean to hurt you, she continued. You were always good to me. That's right, I said. I paid for your life when your own children couldn't be bothered to drive you to an appointment. A long silence. Then she said, they're not handling this well. The bank accounts are frozen. The titles are under review. I finished for her. I know. I initiated it. Her tone hardened. You've made your point, but this is family. You don't humiliate your own. I almost laughed. No, I said. You just exclude them after draining their savings for cancer treatments. Another pause. What do you want? She asked finally. There it was. I could have said money, apology, a formal retraction, but I didn't want any of that. I wanted accountability. I want a public statement, I said. You correct the lie. You say who funded your care. You say what you gave away and who you didn't. Her breath caught. You'd shame me in front of my community? No, I said. You already did that to me. 2 days later, the video went live. A simple, low-resolution clip recorded from her bedroom. My mother-in-law, wrapped in a shawl, face pale but composed. No makeup. No filters. Just truth. She spoke slowly, carefully. I want to clarify something important. During my illness, the person who paid for my treatment, hospital care, and monitoring was my son-in-law, Adam Colton. Not my daughters. Not their husbands. Him. She paused. Cleared her throat. I chose to give property to others out of sentiment, but I see now that gratitude is not a sentiment. It's a responsibility. That line hit hard. The video spread. Not viral, but wide enough. Her community saw it. The same people who once whispered that I was lucky to marry into such a generous family now saw the cracks. Her daughters stopped calling me. My wife sent a single text. I saw it. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't reply. Not yet. I walked through the now vacant waterfront apartment, mine again, officially, and looked out at the city's skyline. Peaceful. Detached. My lawyer called. The court is leaning in your favor. Settlement likely. You'll come out clean. I already had. But the final move? Still ahead. The settlement came through 3 weeks later. Full reimbursement of every dollar I spent on her care, $850,000 plus interest. Immediate release of my co-owned apartment. Public withdrawal of the false inheritance filings. And a written apology submitted to the court, signed by all 3 daughters-in-law. I didn't celebrate. I didn't pop champagne. Instead, I donated $150,000 of the reimbursement to a cancer care foundation. Quietly. No press. My lawyer raised an eyebrow when I told him. That's a bold PR move. It's not PR, I said. It's justice reallocated. I never blocked their numbers. But I didn't answer their calls either. The ones who stay silent when you bleed don't deserve front row seats when you heal. My wife came back once to return her keys. I was wrong, she said, eyes damp. About all of it. I didn't argue. She stood in the doorway for a moment longer, then left without expecting forgiveness. Peace doesn't always come with reconciliation. Sometimes, it just arrives in the form of silence, the kind that doesn't ache. I stood on the balcony of the apartment that was once a symbol of betrayal.
Now?
It was mine.